Shut up and sit down. Welcome, all you jabronis and degenerates, to another episode of Very Opinionated and Slightly Educated. As always, I'm Luca, and I'm here with my good friend Matt. Matt, how are we doing?
Good day, my friend Luca. Everything's good on my end. How's everything with you, my friend?
Sun's shining, the rain stayed away enough of today, so
You know
can't
what?
really
That's what I was
complain.
going to say. You know what? With this bipolar weather we're having, we had a little bit of sun today. Well, I think my girlfriend was telling me 13 degrees. It felt like 23. That's how
Yeah.
good I was feeling today.
It was, I had to work in it, so it wasn't the best, but,
Well,
after...
good question for you. How was that? How's work when this is all going on?
Oh, geez. It's...
I
You
would have
end
thought
up
you would have
running
slowed
around
down.
as soon as it starts raining.
Ah, I would have thought you would have slowed down. No one's coming in when it rains. You kidding me? You can't get those Gucci flops.
Or are you kidding? Are you kidding? Matt, there is always one. There will always be one or two people coming in, rain or shine, and they'll be shocked that it's raining. It's like you got out of your car and it was raining. Why'd you get out of your car?
Before we go anywhere with this, it's funny because today someone comes up to me in the store and goes, "Hey, I walked up to them. I said, "Hey, how's it going? Whatever. Just being a good guy. You just shoot the shit."
Yeah.
He goes, yeah, I don't know if you know, but it's raining outside." As I'm coming in with my jacket full of water, my hair's fucking soaking wet, I'm going, "Oh, really? It's raining? Holy shit, man. Wow. Show me where, please. Show me where it's raining."
That's the best. We always joke around about it and we hate it because we'll walk inside drenched head to toe from being outside in the rain. Oh, is it raining outside? No, I just decided to take a shower with the hose.
Do you think that they're embarrassed? Do you think that, do you think these
No.
people realize after they go, "Oh, maybe I shouldn't,
maybe I shouldn't ask this person who's soaking wet"?
Yeah, no,
No.
you know what I mean? Like, maybe they walk away feeling with that little bit of Jewish guilt, but maybe not. I don't know. Maybe they're that.
Not a chance. They walk away feeling guilty.
They're walking. You know what? This guy walked by me smiling ear to ear when he left, so he wasn't feeling fucking nothing.
No, they're proud of themselves. You want to hear about an actual awkward? Never mind.
Yeah,
people trying to be funny, saying stupid things. You know what I got recently?
Uh-oh.
Someone asked me.
Chlamydia?
So I was wiping down the buggies as usual, wiping down the carts. I looked at someone and I was like, "Hey, you want a cart or a basket? What do you want?" And the guy goes, "Get me a cart, but only if it's got a motor on it."
I would have told him to leave.
I did that little like, haha, yeah, good one. And he was like, "Oh, it's a joke." And I was like, I could tell.
That's the worst, is that he has to state, "Hey, kid, it's a joke." No, sir, I got it was a joke. I'm just trying not to be a prick and just walk away from you. I'm gonna give you satisfaction here. Take the
I'm trying to save your pride here. That was a bad one.
Exactly. Well, hey, speaking of work, have you guys had the talk of sports yet or no?
Sports.
Yeah, sports around the store. Everyone getting itchy or what?
Yeah, everyone. That's the one thing. It flares up every once in a while. Everyone talking about, "Oh, what do you think's going to happen with the Jays? What do you think's going to happen with the Leafs? What's going to happen here? What's going to happen there?" It's crazy.
Well, I asked that because I'm coming into a point now where I just realized how much men specifically relied on sports being around to talk to people, because without it, I feel like they're mute now. They don't know what to talk about.
Yeah, you know what? Mostly in that work environment where you don't always want to get too personal with somebody. Sports are really good to kind of get that common ground.
Maybe I should have clarified, but that's the type of atmosphere that I'm talking about.
Yeah, no, it's a nice common ground that you can it's always available. It's right there.
Well, you don't even have to know what you're talking about. You just, "Oh yeah, I heard, yeah, I saw."
You ask me about soccer. I don't follow soccer or shit, Matt. But I still know a couple names like Ronaldo and Messi and Neymar Jr.
Look, name me another top three in the world.
Hey, no, never mind. I also know a couple good teams, Matt, like FC Bayern Munich. Anyone?
Oh, FC Bayern Munich. Oh, you even put the FC there. That's professional.
Oh, yeah. No, and then a couple of I got to know all the Italian ones because you got Milan, you got Venezia. What else?
You know what? I don't mean to be a prick, and you're going to get mad and probably edit this out after. I hope this stays in the pod, but if people ever wondered, and I'm not sure because I feel like they all know already, but if people ever wondered where 95% of our guests' backgrounds come from, shame on them. Shame on
Yeah.
them. When you're saying Valencia, Venzia, Milano, like when you say shit like that, does it sound as Italian as what I'm hearing on my end or what?
No, it's not, because you got that Portuguese
Here we go.
mental in you.
Here we
So
go.
automatically everything that comes out of your mouth and then goes into your brain is automatically like 70%
Shit.
wrong.
That's a polite way of putting it. I respect the political correctness. I really do. Well, speaking of sports, the guy that we have coming on for the pod today, Mr. David Pillsworth, big sports guy. Obviously, we've known him throughout the years as only being a sports guy. So I know that he's been way more than itching to get back going with everything happening with the situation at large.
Yeah, and with some new news coming out about potential information on how everything's going to go next year.
Yep.
Thought, when's it going to be a better time to have our good friend on?
Absolutely. Well, with that being said,
and without further ado,
I guess we welcome David Pillsworth.
How's it going, man? I'm doing pretty good. How are you guys?
Dealing with it. It's what week are we on now?
Week probably 6, maybe.
Yeah, you know what? It's starting to get a little comfortable with the routine, starting to get back into things. And
listen, I know no one can see me on the other side of this. Like, I know we don't do face recordings, but this is probably the most smiley I've ever been pre of an interview. I know Matter Flow, my buddy Matter Flow, a few episodes back got me smiling for the interest and conspiracies that he was saying. But God, seeing David's face on this podcast right here and hearing his voice was just a breath of fresh air. Jeez,
wow, I must have taken your breath away.
Tell me about it. Eh?
If anyone really knows Matt, they know that Matt loves his friends more than anything else. He just loves to.
I just love seeing these guys, man. Like, you know what? I know we go for, like, I don't know about anyone else, and I'm sure we're gonna sound like terrible citizens, but we go on these walks. We go on these social distance walks. Yeah, I like seeing them and all that, but it's still not the same. I don't care what people say. It's not the same as when you used to go for walks. I can't smack this guy. I can't push him around. Can't play soccer anymore. Can't play a little bit of road hockey. It's pretty depressing if you ask me.
I mean, you got some words in though. I mean, you definitely like to take some jabs at us and stuff, but I mean, it's just weird. Like we just, we can't really go near each other.
There's really two sides to Matt's personality, and they'll switch really quick. At one point, he'll be like, "Hey, do you love me? Do you love me? Like, I really want to know if you love me. Like, being serious."
Give me
the next second, he'll look at you and be like, I just want to hit you in the face. There's something about your face, man. I just want to hit you in the face. Or like I've heard him say to you, Dave, you know what, man? It's just because you're ugly.
Yeah,
that's the two sides to Matt.
It's all a self-conscious thing. It's just because I think all my friends are all fucking beautiful human beings, and I'm just a little jaloso. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, you guys got the whole mic setup going, and I look like a bit of a clown over here.
No, well, hey, you know what? I thought you were going to wear the AirPods, to be honest with you. That's what I was going to take a picture of. That was going to be the content that we needed.
I actually lost them. I don't even know where they are.
Way.
Oh, no.
Pretty
I was going to say, speaking on the terms of the social distance walking, though, we have two types of people, Luca, that I've noticed. Yeah. I don't know if David has noticed this too.
Take a shot.
So when we go for walks, whatever, we have two types of people. David's the kind of guy where, hey, like he really makes sure that there's 2 meters between us, okay? Yeah. And I'm not saying in a bad way, but he makes sure that he is 2 meters from everyone at all times.
He keeps his distance.
Mm-hmm. So you have one extreme of that, and then the next extreme, you got one other friend, and I'm not going to name drop him, but a guest on the pod loves to get right up in your grill. Loves to get right up in your, and you tell him like, hey man, if you don't mind, like I don't want to be that guy. Can you just back off a little bit? I want to be careful.
No, but it's not even that.
We're outside. We're outside. What does it matter if at this point we're already done the dirt?
Hey, whether he's trying to make out with you inside or outside, he's still not supposed to be doing it.
And that's what I'm saying. I'm like, man, like I still can't. Either way we do this, I can't come near you. I can't be touching you.
I love you guys and all, and I love.
Thank you,
my friends. But if we're walking somewhere, I don't need you to be holding my hand.
No, this guy's like, he wants to show us music. He's right in your ear. He's actually, his tongue might even be in your ear while you're listening to the music.
He's singing it to you?
Yeah, he's
whispering.
It's like, man, can you can we make this less awkward for me to not snap on you and be like, okay, like people are looking at us because we're walking like hand in hand. We don't look like brothers. So we obviously would stand out like a sore thumb. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
But anyways, obviously, David, what have you been up to during this little bit time of quarantine here, guy?
I mean, I've been just trying to read. I mean, that was one thing I used to do a lot more of.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually rereading, what's it called? Persuasion by Arlene Dickinson.
Great book.
One of my favorite books.
Even better Dragon if people get what I'm talking
and
about there.
You know, our teacher in high school, big fan of her.
Absolutely.
Marketing maven of the show, you know.
Oh, wow. Shout out Tomislav Petrovic. Great guy.
Yeah, I've also been watching some Shark Tank too.
Nice.
And obviously Ozark, which I talked to you about. I'm in season 2.
Well, it's funny that you say the book thing because Luca, the other podcast, was talking about some books that I was reading. I was a little bit thrown off guard, but I'm glad I'm not the only book where I'm reading here.
No, I mean, it honestly feels really good. Like I feel like I'm a lot more like sharp when I read books as opposed to when I don't.
Yeah.
I think it's definitely pretty good for the mind, but I'm just trying to exercise more too. That's why I got my new Fitbit I told you about. I've been bragging about how many steps I've been getting.
Yeah, you know what? For everyone listening right now, though, if you want this guy's email, he'll challenge anyone to a step off. It could be someone in fucking São Paulo, Brazil. Doesn't matter where you are. He's getting his steps in.
I was pacing in my basement the other day, and that's how I got to 36.
Just to get the steps up.
Just to get the steps. It was pretty sad.
Luca, you know what I was telling David the other day, which was quite fun. I thought was quite funny. Anyways, he probably didn't get a good laugh at it. Was we're talking about this Fitbit right now. He's loving to get these steps in. Mm-hmm. I've never been so complex in a way where this guy is so motivated for 30,000 steps to live a healthy lifestyle, but after 30,000 steps, the first guy to go, well, hey, I'll go take a fucking Dave's triple combo.
But that's what you do. You earn the Dave's triple combo.
You know what? You crave Domino's? Yeah, okay, not anymore. I don't believe that anything. You know what? You're right. It's not a Dave triple anymore. It's
big frosty guy.
Two sets of chicken fingers, a frosty, and a large chili to go.
Or a JBC. Throw a couple JBCs on the side.
JBC extra pickles, of course.
Extra pickles. See, what I love about this is whenever you guys post something, I always know who posted it. Just by the way it was worded. It's so funny because I know exactly who posted it just by the way you say it. It's awesome. I don't know if other people would know that, but just from knowing you guys.
I mean, all you got to do is hang out with either of us for about, 5 minutes to know exactly how we speak and how we think we're funny. Like, we're not funny guys, but we think we're funny.
I never heard other than from Matt. Like, I never heard that word before, but I guess I'm a Jabroni. I mean, it is.
We're all Jabronis.
Shout out the originator, though, Iron Sheik. I know we talk about it, but I stole that from that guy. So, again, always credit to her.
Iron Sheik.
The Iron Sheik. He was an old wrestler back in the day.
Maybe we should try and get him on the pod.
Educate yourself. You know what? Yeah, I'm going to just yell at him. Hey, Jabroni, get on the fucking pod. I bet you'd do it just because of that.
But speaking of that world, that wrestling world, did you see that they're still going through this whole COVID thing?
Yeah, UFC and everything, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and what's his name? Joe Rogan refused to not get in the ring and actually interview the wrestlers, the fighters in person.
Wait, stop there. He refused to not get in the ring?
Yeah, so he said, like, what, I'm going to do an interview from, like, 6 feet away? He was like, no, I need to be there, and I need to see, like, their face.
Good for that guy. You know, I was talking about this on the last pod, and I know David listens to all the pods, so he probably heard me talking about this, but I was telling you about that Elon Musk interview that he had, right, the other day. He kind of gave me the impression that he is not that he's not taking this whole situation serious, but he's very nonchalant about it. Like he's
Elon or Joe?
Both. A lot of Joe, though, and that's why it doesn't surprise me that you say that, because Joe was under the impression of, you know, I've had 2 handfuls of friends that got it, and hey, they're back to living their normal lives. What am I going to do?
Joe Rogan, I obviously don't know the guy personally, but he comes off as a very sort of relaxed, take things as it go kind of person. He doesn't seem like the panicky type.
Not even that, though, but for a guy that's so, you know, he's had guests in the past come on and talk about the seriousness of it, what to do about it, how to fix it, what to flatten the curve. For someone that's gone and done all this, let's call it prior work, prior knowledge to educate himself on this, he seems as if, you know,
well, because honestly, the more you're exposed and the more you know about something, the less scared you are of it because you know how to deal with it. You know how something works, right? Yeah.
And we touched on this the other day, but I don't know about you, David. I'm running into a lot more people now where they're just saying, you know what? Where am I going to run? Where am I going to run and hide?
Yeah, like even when I was out in town the other day, I mean, it just seems like I felt like at first, like everyone was kind of freaking out.
Panicking.
Now it sort of seems like it's kind of settled into the point where people are, obviously they're going to take their precaution or whatever, but they're not, I don't think they're freaking out to the same extent they were.
No, no, and I don't even think people are taking the precautions that they were a month ago. I think I see a lot more people with less gloves and masks than I did prior.
A lot less people want gloves and masks.
Yeah, a lot more people, and I'm telling you, maybe it's just where I'm going and where I've been, but I feel like a lot more people are just saying, like I just said, where am I going to go? I've done everything I can now. At this point, shit's going to happen if it happens.
Yeah, because like it was kind of like what you were saying before. Is I think you were saying it on one of our walks, or if it was I heard it in the podcast, but you were saying that like if you basically if you touch your mask, you're like you basically have to throw it away, and like it's like you're saying like how do you expect a lot of people to be able to afford 30 masks in one day?
Yeah,
I touch my all the time.
But not even that though. We're all turning into eco freaks. That's the new trend, right? I'm not the biggest eco freak. I'll be honest with you. Luca knows that firsthand.
Yeah.
But we're all turning into eco freaks. We're having plastic gloves everywhere. You go for a walk in a town like in Bolton here. I go for a walk with these guys, Luca. I'm telling you, every block, 2 blocks, I point out at least a pile sitting somewhere.
Yeah.
And what it's not even. Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, I was gonna ask, like, because remember those like blue ribbons? What were they for?
Support of healthcare.
Yeah, Luca told me.
Oh, I thought it was like I don't know what I thought it was.
Yeah, like there's someone saw how in England they do clapping for the National Health Services to like thank them and everything. So someone I guess saw that and was like, "Oh, we should do something too," except we're all fucking lazy.
Yeah. Well, okay, I see.
Well, speaking of, we were talking about sports earlier. I know something we wanted to touch on with our sports guy here, David Pillsworth, was obviously my boy. I'm not going to say our boy. My boy, Dougie, came out with some big announcements today, Luca.
Oh, yeah. I believe there was some sort of rollout of all retail stores that have a street side storefront. So basically most things except shopping malls. They're able to open under limited capacity. A couple other like outdoor parks and private parks are allowed to open, even campgrounds. But the big one for us, apart from the private training facilities being open, arenas, stadiums, and other outdoor and indoor large venues like the Rogers Center, Molson Amphitheater, and the Scotiabank Arena are apparently getting cleared. I think it's either Monday or Tuesday next week to start opening up under limited capacity.
So my question for that is, there's a lot of questions that people are going to have, but my question for that is, what do you? Okay, that's great. They open up, right? But what does that mean? Doesn't seem like there's going to be anyone playing in there.
Well, so I don't think everyone's saying like the leagues can't come back the same, but realistically, all that's going to change is like what the players are going to be far away from the fans. Like how you can wait beside the where the Leafs dressing room is and you can watch them as they come out. They're probably going to shut that down.
So I get that. So what I heard anyways, and I know it's all speculation. There's fake news flying everywhere. They were saying if they bring it back, right, they're going to do something like basketball where they're going to isolate people. So you're going to be in Disneyland in Florida. You're going to be in freaking Vancouver, and you're not moving from Vancouver. You're going to be in the Olympic Village, okay?
Yeah.
So that's how they're going to isolate them. My question is, and what I heard was, I don't think it's the fans. Yeah, okay, the atmosphere is not going to be the same. I don't think there's going to be that much of an intensity anymore, to be quite frank with you, until the fans get back. But my question is, what are you going to do? How are you going to stop people from body checking? How are you going to stop people from having a face-off and literally being fucking touching noses?
No, they're not going to do anything like that.
No, but I heard that's if they want to get back going for the NHL.
No, that's PA, impossible. That's impossible.
But that's what I'm saying. But for the NHLPA to get going, to get everyone to sign an agreement saying, I feel safe and comfortable doing this. That's what I heard they're going to have to do.
That's impossible. Everything except solo sports like fucking tennis. you're close to somebody just being on like the bench.
Exactly.
Like, never mind the fans. Like,
Mhm.
and that's why it's like crazy to think like, okay, so the UFC, WWE, and other fighting championships are able to keep going because they're having their wrestlers isolated, right? And these are literally people whose job is to come in contact with other people, right?
I mean, I think what it is it's just like they can isolate the players to a certain extent, but it's all the like the people that are going to be maintaining all like the rinks and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
If they're going to be coming from home, I mean, how are you really sure where they've been? And if not, they've
Now something
or are
that
they
I heard.
isolated too?
Now something that I heard that they're going to be installing to a lot of stadiums, grocery stores all over the place. You know what you're going to be finding? Heat transmitters. So I'll give you an example of what this would be. At the front of the door, so if you were to enter the Scotiabank Arena, okay, you're going to walk through a screening system.
Mm-hmm.
And this screening system measures and takes your temperature, your internal temperature. So if you get into a certain range, they'll pull you aside and say, hey, do you mind if you just do an extra, if I just take your forehead test here?
Yeah.
They take that. It's good. Oh, you know what? Don't worry about it. Thank you very much. You know what? Shit happens. It's automated, right? So they're going to make mistakes. But the moment that they catch you, sorry, sir, you came for the game. Yeah, it's not happening. Thank you very much.
Well, fever generally comes with more serious illnesses. So, like, that kind of makes sense.
And Luca, but what gets to the point? But my thing is, and remember, people, and I think people forget this, people can still just get sick, right? You know what I mean? Like, people can still just get sick. Yeah. So my fear is, or my question, my concern is, I know my luck. I know how Matthew's life goes.
Yep.
I get those Leaf tickets. I'm going, God forbid I fucking didn't sleep under the covers, and I came out feeling a little wonky, okay?
Yep.
Does that mean that I can't go into the rink because my head's a
you can't
off?
go into the rink, but then they will have to refund you the money.
Do you get what I'm saying? Because that becomes a whole.
If they deny you entry for a reason that's like genuinely not your fault, like.
But do you see where we're going to come into a lot of complications? Like, I'm probably sounding like a crazy man.
No, there's a lot of questions. It's a valid issue. It's something that's definitely going to come up if they do consider.
At the airport, yeah, you're not going to travel. Sorry, sir. Well, I just woke up today. Like, I'm not, like, you know what I mean? How can you control when shit happens?
That's the thing. Like we talked about last week, is it's more than likely either a vaccine's going to come where it'll basically kill the numbers or send them real low, right? Mm-hmm. And transmission's going to be very low, or it's going to be one of those things where it's the yearly flu where. Do the airports really care if you got the flu when you're on the plane? Not entirely.
Yeah, good point. They just care that you fuck it on there in time.
Right?
So actually I think I heard something too about like a blood test, and I think it was actually Canada that came up with it.
A little prick on the finger Louis was talking about.
It was coming out of a lab in Ottawa.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean I think that could be something that they could I think they could implement, but like how long would it take for that blood test to come back?
I believe the quickest they've been able to get it down to is somewhere between 1 and 4 hours.
That's pretty good, to be honest.
Well, but back to what we were saying, though. If that's what sports is going to be like, well, look at the Bundesliga. The German soccer league's opening up this weekend.
Mm-hmm. I heard that.
You don't think I'm gonna pirate a website to tune into a game? I want to know what the hell that's going to look like.
You know what? They're probably going to do like something like 25% capacity in the stadium, and everyone's going to have to be 2 to 3 seats apart.
No. I heard empty stadium, but they have to wear masks. How you play soccer? Wear masks?
The players?
Yeah.
The players can't wear masks.
Hey, that's what I said.
Not possible.
Fact check it on me.
Also, you go for a slide tackle or something, there goes the mask.
I will post a picture of the I forget what league it was, but just as COVID was hitting its peak where everything was shutting down, there were soccer leagues still going on.
Yeah.
And yeah, they played with masks on. I got to find the photos. I'll put it on the Twitter. People will love that content. I'll put it on the Twitter.
That's absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, of course it's ridiculous. That's what I said.
But you know what? I actually want to go back to one thing. I got a little bit of tidbit of insider information today.
Look at fucking Bob McKenzie. We got a Bob McKenzie.
Oh yeah. When you were speaking about the grounds crew.
Yeah.
So what I heard through the trees that what's happening is there's only allowed to be one coach and one player on the field at a time right now. and all the grounds crew, they have a separate person to clean and disinfect the different areas where the players are rotating through. And so
What's going to happen with – wait. If anyone watches the NFL, they already know that there's hundreds of people on the sideline.
Yeah.
So
no, it's
what
going to be
happens
crazy.
then? Yeah,
I have no idea.
I want that job. Are you kidding me? I'm going to get paid they're going to get paid big bucks to just fucking clean, wipe up Jason Spezza's sweat off his fucking forehead. Okay, great. I'll take that.
I don't know. That's apparently how the Jays are doing it right now in terms of their spring. I guess are they in spring training?
Yeah, I guess. Well, I don't know what would they should have started the season now, so I don't know what they're going to call.
Yeah, wouldn't it? I think spring training's April, isn't it?
I don't watch baseball, my guys.
No, they should be starting the season, but I don't know. Like they're probably just playing intramural league games that if they start up anyways. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I think I don't know. That's apparently how they're doing it.
But since it's been so long since I last had fucking sports, you know what I've been doing? I've been doing fucking be a pros. My FIFA be a pro, my NHL be a pro. I'm that's how I'm living my dream, man. I'm living like I'm 14 years old again. I'm a second overall pick. I don't want to go first. I don't want to be too conceited. So I go second just to make myself look a little shady. And that's it. That's the only sports I've been getting, Luca. That's how miserable I've been.
Well, I mean, we've already kind of discussed this with Coach, but now that you're here, Dave, we just got an update. What was this, 2 weeks ago, on the state of our the Chiefs hockey? Are you looking forward to a short season, or what?
Yeah, I heard it's going to be a short season, man.
Yeah, I don't mind that, honestly. I just want to play again. I just miss playing.
What do you think it's going to be like when we start playing again? The amateurs go back to playing hockey. Never mind the professionals. What?
It's going to be.
Are we going to have someone? Wait. Is there going to be someone at Westwood that cleans up their shit?
Then no way. Who is going to go around cleaning up after a bunch of hockey players?
Luca, if you're telling me that's what they're doing for baseball, okay?
They're probably going to give us like 2 change rooms now just so we can distance ourselves.
See, I just find that so I don't know if it's unrealistic, but it's just like I understand that, but
But David, that's the whole point of like, you know, and again, I'm probably going to sound wrong, but there has to be an extent of seriousness with this. There has to be a sense of lenience. Like at a certain point, there needs to be like okay, guys, like this is not like there's only so much I can do to protect you or protect the people. But
here's
the thing is, if you're at like a face-off with somebody, you're right beside them.
No, Luke, but that's what I'm saying. I'm telling you.
I think once we get into sort of like, I think amateur leagues and stuff like that are like, we're going to be the last thing because we're the general public. It's harder for us to isolate and to know where we're isolated versus like how many players are in the National Hockey League. Let's say 30 a team, and there's what, 32, 33 teams now?
31.
Yeah.
31, I think, yeah.
So that's like rough math, like what, like 900 something odd players plus the coaches. Let's say we're dealing with like 2,000 people who are actually going to need to isolate.
Quick math,
I heard they were going to do it in Toronto too. That's what they're saying. Like,
so when it comes to a league to league level, to have just them isolated, easy, not a problem. I don't think.
Yeah.
Unless you're dealing with these young kids like old Tyler Sagan, where he'd go out partying like no matter what. Like,
hey, wait, what's that Mike Stud lyric? Oh my God! Shout out to Mike Stud. What's that Mike Stud lyric? Tyler Sagan.
It sounded like we're cool.
Cool on the hockey scene. I'm hiding with Tyler Sagan. Yeah, that's a throwback. That's gonna be the outro music to this interview. Is gonna be a Mike Stud song.
Oh my God!
Huge Mike Stud guy.
Oh God.
Yeah, I know people still listen to him. That's pathetic. That's where I have to cut the ties.
I didn't even know he played music, but he played. Didn't he play at Duke with Stroman or something?
The Stroh Show. No, it's not Stroman. It's the Stroh Show. Okay, put some respect on that. And then he put the Stroh Show on a rap song too. People should fucking look that up if they didn't know. Mike Stud and Marcus Stroman rap together. Great song. I don't care what people say.
I forgot what song it was. I think they made like a remake just for him.
Yeah. What is it? Height doesn't measure heart? Yeah, height doesn't measure heart, baby. I love that one.
HDMH. How are you like other than trying to stop these like younger kids from going out and like living their life, like the league can be isolated pretty easily.
Yeah, I think so to a certain extent. I was just saying like before, like what about all the people that go into maintaining all the facilities? Like, are they isolated too?
I feel like that's when it's going to come into what Matt was talking about, that like balance, that reasonability, because like I think it's going to heavily depend on like what we were talking about last week. It's going to depend on where does this end up? Does this end up being like the common flu, or does this end up being something that's like your like measles or something like that, where like you really need a vaccine for it?
But do I sound ignorant? Like, do I?
No.
I feel bad after I say shit like that because I feel like people are
No,
gonna snap
because
on
it's
me.
an actual worry. Like you gotta think about it, because that's what we were living in, right? No one's walking. Like 30,000 people would die, like in 30,000 plus in North America would die from the just regular forms of influenza a year, and everyone's okay with it because that's what we live with. We live within that reasonable normal, right?
Someone brought up a good point with me on that. Sorry to interrupt you, but someone brought up a good point with me. You notice, and I'm not saying, and again, I'm not trying into the conspiracies here, but you know how when people die of COVID, God bless them, they go, someone goes, oh, what did they do? Well, how did they die? Oh, they died of COVID, right? I never in my life ever heard of someone tell me, oh, that guy died of the flu.
Well, you actually, if you look at official reports, they won't say died from COVID. They'll say deceased with COVID-19, because you'll never die.
But you get what I'm
from it. saying?
Yeah.
Or
But
complications.
you get what I'm saying?
due
A lot
to.
more people.
Yeah.
A lot more people are, I died because of COVID, whatever. It's just fair, and again, I get that. But when we're talking about common flu, and again, like you said, that's a big number, 30,000 people a day, whatever it was.
Or a year.
No one ever said, you'd have to do digging, like, oh, well, how did he die of that? Oh, well, water in the lungs, or he had a cough or something happened, he couldn't breathe. But no one ever said, like, oh, he died of the flu. Now it's like, it seems as it's a statement. Oh, he died of COVID. What were his symptoms? Oh, it was the same as the flu. Oh, okay, well.
Well, the difference with COVID-19 versus influenza makes you spew like a garden hose, and COVID-19 gives you pneumonia. And that's one of the reasons it's more deadly, because you're dealing with dehydration killing you versus your lungs not being able to breathe.
One last thing about this COVID, because we got to stop talking about this. But one thing that I love, so I'm in a store.
Yeah.
If someone just so happens to do a or a, people will fucking lose their minds. Lose their minds. And I love it. I love seeing people fucking scurry off like that. It makes me laugh, honestly.
You know what? It's hilarious because people will like cough under the worst circumstances. Like they know they have to cough.
Yeah.
And then they automatically start panicking, and that's why they cough.
Exactly. Well, David, I do want to get a little bit of you talking here. I know you're a shy, quiet guy, but one thing I told David to get ready for today, we got 9 minutes left on the timer here, so we're going to try to get as much stuff as we can in here. Some early day memories of growing up with Matty Boy over here. Obviously, we grew up, I would say, what, 2 blocks, a block, not even a hop, skip, and a jump away from each other.
A jump, I like that.
Walked in grade 7 and 8. We walked to elementary school every day. That's when we first started to get the steps in.
Mm-hmm.
Those were good battles
back then to track it, but
yeah, those were good battles, good soccer, good FIFA battles. Deutschland versus Portugal, and smack talking all the Italians. Those were the good old days. Now, out of all those times and all those times in the car with Dan listening to fucking what are they called? Rush on the way to hockey games. With Dan playing the thumb sticks on the wheel, which I loved, always to beat. Yeah. What's some memories you have of the kid, man, or what's some good memories that you have from back in the day? It doesn't even have to be of me.
I mean, I just remember, like, because we both went to St. John's, right, like earlier, and we both got moved to Holy Family, and then I remember, like, obviously, like, we knew each other. It was Miss McEwen's class, grade 4, and was it grade 4? I think we had
what a
that's
bitch,
a good memory.
Honestly, she was a nice lady, honestly.
No, she couldn't. The only reason why we have such good memories of that,
right? So
because it was traumatic, because we spent the whole year separated from each other. We as soon as we'd reconnect, she'd separate us. Then we'd reconnect and separate us.
Yeah, like I don't know if I don't know if like every school did this, but we would have like a group of 5 people, and then like a group another 5 people, like all around the class. You know what I mean? And me and Matt would just be on opposite sides of the class, and we'd just be looking at each other laughing. Like
No, like I'm talking like one guy's at the top corner of the door of the room, and one guy's beside the garbage at the front of
And
the room.
she didn't give it a chance for you
not even
guys to sit anywhere close to each other.
Not even a wink.
Maybe a
Luka,
day.
not
or
even
two.
a fucking wink. Yeah, I think we had a day, and then she fucking. You know, first day, Luka. Oh, pick your seats. Pick your seats.
Pick your seats, or like you get a project, and it's like, yeah, you can pick whoever you want, except David and Matt.
So we pick our seats, and then next thing I know, the whole year we were on different time zones. I'd send them letters if I need to get a hold of them.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
But so we did that, and then we got into the minor hockey system together, which was fucking fun on its own. Lots of memories there. Anything stick out to you from there, or what?
Yeah. I mean, one thing that will always make me laugh was when. So there was one time. So you know how you guys were talking about before, Luke? I think you talked about a story where like he was doing like chew for the first time.
Oh God.
Right?
Yeah.
Why does this always have to? This always has to come back to that.
Oh yeah. So we had a playoff game. I think it was against Georgetown. I remember it was at Caledon East. Like it was just one of those games where like it was kind of chippy. We were up by like probably 2 or 3 goals at least. There wasn't a lot of time left.
Probably even more.
Someone on our team, and I won't name drop him, but I know Matt knows who it is. Shot the puck.
Don't name drop him. Don't name drop him.
Way after the whistle, like just absolutely like a slap shot. And then everyone on the ice was fighting. Everybody, and everyone on the ice got kicked out. I think, pretty much everyone.
No. He's wait. Slow up there because you're missing a little bit of hardcore details here. We had one guy with a nose going 4 different directions. We had a goalie skate from the whole end of the ice, and Superman punched the other goalie into next week.
That wasn't you, was it, Matt?
No, of course not. And then casually skates off the ice as if he's just, it's just an average day at work. You know what I mean? He just skated off as like, I just do this all the time. No big deal.
Yeah, and so I guess at the meantime, because I don't think Georgetown was that good. I think we were up by 3 goals. Like, we kind of expected to win, but what ended up happening was Matt was doing shoe the whole game, and
got a little bit too much of a
head rush. Yeah, a little too much of a head rush, and he had to get put in with like maybe 4 minutes left. They scored 3 goals, tied it up, overtime for a shot then.
But Luka, I'm not saying like, and I'm pretty honest about how fucking terrible I was as a goalie, but I'm telling you the over I think all 4 goals, Luka, had to be all muffins. You know, one from the blue line with maybe one person in front of me, one from like the top of the hash mark that snuck through my arm. It was just, if there could ever been a nightmare, if you've ever wanted to hear Lou in a car, that would have been the night to be in the car with Lou.
Was that the day that you went to the car and just waited in the back seat so he couldn't hit you?
That was every day. Are you kidding me? If people want to know the trick if people have the same situation as me and you want to know a trick how to get away from the shots, sit directly behind the driver. You can't reach.
That doesn't work.
No one can reach.
That doesn't work. No, if there's depending on the car, because if you got a small car, you'll do it like my dad did. And he'll just pull the seat all the way back and he'll trap you.
No. Mine was. I just had to make sure nothing was in front of my legs. No umbrellas, no hockey sticks. I had to make sure everything's in the back, so there's nothing to grab. But no, man, I'm glad you brought up that story because I'll be honest with you, that was when I started going, you know what, maybe this isn't for me. Maybe, you know what, maybe
I don't even know if it was after that because you used to have like a tin. I remember Matt's like dream in high school was to have like the Stanley Cup of Chew.
Hashtag
oh my God.
Chucky Slick.
Remember those? Like I remember there was like those road hockey tournaments. I think like the winner of it got those cups.
The school cup. Yeah. And I never got enough to build it. That's what the sad part was. I put all that effort and all that fucking
everyone would give you their tins. Where did they go?
Hey, whoever the janitor at St. Mike's is must have had a field day. Field day in that locker.
Why did they still have some in there?
Oh God!
I didn't throw them all out. Where am I going to put them? I didn't bring it home. Hey Mom, I'm just going to bring fucking 3 garbage bags full of steel tins. If you don't mind, I'm just going to keep it in the house for now.
How were you planning on putting them together? Were you just going to shop it and hot glue them all?
I was going to hot glue it, man. I didn't know how else to do that, to be quite frank with you.
Oh, geez, Matt.
Hey, well, David, anything else you want to get off your chest here, or what, guy?
I mean, not too much. Like I mean, now that you're famous, I mean, it's one of those things where every time I get a text from Matt, I just see my heartbeat go up on my Fitbit there.
Everyone, wait, Luca, before you go, everyone, that's the definition right there of what we like to call tummy sticks. That is the definition of what we call tummy sticks.
I was just gonna say, I love how close Matt is with everybody. I'm glad it's not just me that he flirts with like this.
There's so much positivity.
Dave, before we do run out of time, I was just gonna say, give us a quick rundown, some of your favorite teams, some teams you're looking forward to.
No. Yeah, give us a favorite team from every league. Let's see how many people fucking unfollow David after this.
Okay, so we got the Ottawa Senators. NHL.
Big shouts out.
NFL's. I gotta go with the Pittsburgh Steelers still.
Okay.
I don't know what that. Okay, so basketball. I guess I'll have to go with the Raptors. I'm not a huge basketball fan. MLB. I guess Blue Jays.
Yeah.
I'd have to go whoever, I guess for soccer, whoever Ozil's playing with. So I guess right now it's Arsenal for the Premier League.
Follow the player, not the team.
Sure for the German national team, which isn't too popular in this chat.
Not in this continent. Never mind this fucking chat.
Not 2014.
Well, hey man, I appreciate you coming on. It was a fucking blast, and I hope we get you on again, man.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no worries.
Hey, anytime. We always love having people that we can just have a good time with, have a few laughs, and anyone that's willing to shit talk Matt is very welcome.
More than welcome.
Other than that, plans for next week, probably just going to be back to me and Matt again. Don't know if we have anyone coming on, Matt, do we?
I'm trying to get Rebello on. I'm trying to get David Squared on, but I feel like that's going to be a hard sell. Unless I bribe him with fake Beatles tickets, I don't think it's going to happen. Never a quiet moment on this side of the spectrum.
You always have something to say.
Exactly.
Anyway, everybody, please remember to like and subscribe on YouTube. Like and follow us on Twitter and Instagram. Give us all your comments. Tell us if there's anyone you want on the pod, anything you want us to talk about on the pod, and just keep up in general. Signing off, I'm Luca.
See you later, Jabronis. It's Matt.